Whew, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This beautiful Saturday morning. What's this, the 26th? April 26th? Whew. Y'all, I couldn't sleep. I've been up to like 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock this morning on a Saturday morning. Oh, glory. But, when you have a lot on your mind, you have to get it out. So I decided to get myself together. Come out here and enjoy this weather before it gets too warm. Before it warms up, I guess. I don't have anything against the sun except when it gets over 100 degrees. But if you have not gotten a copy, let me tell you right now. First of all, like, share, and subscribe, by the way. It's your man Rico the Opinionist. Like, share, and subscribe. And by the way, if you have not gotten a good copy that I have of the Willie Lynch letter, just cash at me $5 and send me an email address with your cash app. My cash app is in the description box. $ Rico Rivers, RICO, Rivers, MSW, Rico Rivers, MSW. Yeah. If you like a copy, if you haven't gotten a copy, and please go and check out Dr. Claude Anderson's video, Inappropriate Behavior. Because we're still behaving inappropriately under racism, white supremacy. And black men, I need y'all to listen this morning, because I'm kind of, Again, let me start off and continue on by saying I'm not into sports like that. I didn't play sports, organized sports, when I was growing up in school, middle school, high school, college, any of that. Therefore, I never watched sports on TV. But one thing I'm pretty good at, I'm pretty good at observing behavior. That's what I do. As one who's worked in the field of mental health and substance abuse counseling for 26 years, I just kind of observe behavior. And who's paid attention to what our scholars have told us as black folks, Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben Yakahanan, Dr. Amos Wilson, Dr. Julia Hare, Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu, Michael Porter, what our scholars, and the list goes on. I listened to what they said, what Malcolm X said years ago, decades ago. And so it doesn't mean because they're not here that the information is still isn't clear. What they left with us, they left us lectures, they left us books, they left us, now they're on YouTube. All these people I named, you can go and hear some of their lectures on YouTube. And so, let me go, should I go this way? This damn water. I'm gonna go this way, yeah. Y'all see, y'all know I am, right? My water over here. And so, I just pay attention to behavior. And it just dawned on me that I guess this year's NFL draft has started, and I thought it was starting in May. But let you know how much I keep up this crap. But the hate and the disrespect and the minimizing of Shedeur Sanders, and Deion Sanders, this shit has to stop. And I've been all over social media. And, it's so blatant and so obvious that they have a problem with this young brother. They have a problem with his dad. They've always had a problem with his dad. And when it comes to confident and competent black men, it's like America continues to have a problem with that. You hear what I said? Continues to have a problem. Now, if you shucking and jiving, or you telling people you're not a man, you're a woman, or you're doing all the kind of fruity stuff, so America seems to be okay with you. Or, as Laura Ingraham, what's her name? Laura Ingraham, what's the white woman on Fox News told LeBron James, as long as you shut up and dribbles, America seems to be okay with that. And I just find it just simply amazing. He's done everything he's supposed to do. And I don't give a damn what round he gets drafted in. That seems to be what people are so upset about. He has all the credentials. He has all the confidence. He has the stats, all of that. But I'm not going to get into that because that's easy. Those are people like to debate all the time. Well, he didn't have this, and he don't have a strong arm, and he all this blah, 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 blah. And this is what I'm talking to you, black men of America. I couldn't care less about what Caucasians think about black folks. So they've always had a strong opinion about black people. If you don't understand that history, well, you need to go and check out what Dr. John Henry Clark is talking about, what he tried to tell us for decades. So, but I couldn't care less about what Caucasians think about competent, intelligent, masculine young black men. I couldn't care less because I know better. I don't debate with other people about who we are genetically, who we are historically. There's no debate for me because I tend to try to keep up with the reading. But a lot of us are acting brand new. And I've always said that black people stopped reading books in 1998, meaning our books, like the books that gives us the key to life, how to survive in America and the world. It's like we bought into the nonsense, intersectionality, interracial this and multicultural that and all the foolishness. Now we're out here looking stupid. And then our children who are in their 30s, in their 20s and teens don't know what the hell has hit them. They call everything racism. And so I'm not going to beat around the bush on this. But the blatant disrespect and the ripping apart or attempt to rip apart the self-esteem and the humanity of Deion Sanders and his son is just, and I'm going to give credit, to a lot of brothers out there who are speaking up, who are saying it. Even shout out to Ryan Clark of the Pivot Podcast. People upset about what he said. Yeah, it's about race. But we've let other people teach us about race when they're the benefactors of race and racism, the systematic system of racism. We don't even say race anymore. They got us saying, well, it's not about his skin color. What's up, Keith Reynolds? GB Trot, what's up? Good morning. We scared to say race. It's not about his skin color. See, when you do skin color, that pretty much minimizes who black people are. We're a whole genotype, phenotype, different race of people. When you say color, that means Asians, people from India, and everybody else that got a little brown skin or a little tan in them. They're color. No, we're black people. It's about black people. Stop around here trying to sound cool. It's not about skin color. They play tricks all the time. See, if you kept up with Dr. John Henry Clark, if you kept up with Dr. Amos Wilson, if you kept up with our scholars, they'll teach you this stuff. We're around here still getting played with old tricks. And so I'm getting on black men this morning because it is very troubling. You can't get a conversation out of a Negro unless it's about a basketball being bounced. Isn't that something? Yeah, the Willie Lynch effect. That's right. You can't get a conversation out of a black man, an average 30-year-old black man, 25-year-old black man, 40, 50-year-old black man, unless there's something dealing with a basketball being dunked, a football being ran. These Negroes have no conversations outside of that. Or if you try to find one that want to get into really politics, well, all they want to talk about is how being a Democrat. But you cannot get black men to talk about the economics en masse. Now, I'm not saying there aren't brothers out there talking about it. But this Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders thing, even shout out to Shiloh. Hell, he might get picked, but later on. But one thing about it, one thing I like about those brothers, they don't give two fucks. Because he knows his worth. And that's what, then we go to this, that's what having a father is about. A real masculine father who don't take shit, who teaches his sons about being men, or how to be disciplined. And that just bothers a lot of people. Hell, I think it bothers a lot of black dudes. It's like, goddamn, every time there's a black man, a young black man who's not sagging his pants, who doesn't speak broken English, he doesn't appear to kowtow to anything. Ooh, I'm about to fall on my ass. It's just like they have a problem with them. They only want to see black men and black boys in one particular caveat, one particular light. That is, if he's not a huge gangster thug, if he's not some kind of Negro that's entertaining the masses with dancing and telling N-word jokes, or he's flat out homosexual, white America don't want anything to do with him. Hell, a lot of people in our community, unless he's not an athlete, if he's not an athlete, it's like they don't pay black boys any attention. I said it. It's the truth. And so, but this obvious case of Shedeur and his father and his brother, Like, God, dog. What else do y'all want? You can't become any more magnificent than the Sanders family, the Sanders boys. And I'm not painting them as perfect. And I have my issues, a couple of things Deion Sanders says, but goddamn, look at the bigger picture. See, that is what he's talking about. What he's talking about is something that impacts all of them. The way they're treating Deion Sanders is the way they've been treating us. They let you know we're going to take, just like people brought out the word buck breaking, right? You want to take the biggest, the darkest, the strongest Negro and break him down to his knees to let everybody else know this is what's going to happen to you. And they do it every chance they get. I'm like, God damn. And so black men are chiming in with the bullshit. Let me tell you Negroes that swear y'all know all about sports, but you don't understand behavior. You don't understand racism, white supremacy. And then those of you who know it, you're scared to say it out loud. Yeah, y'all have these fake profiles and say little stuff, but you won't be a man and come out and let the world see you that you ain't going for this bullshit. You Negroes have been so disappointed. You Negro males have been so disappointing in this whole thing. Yeah, that's right. He ain't got a weak arm. I said, let me tell y'all something. Don't y'all join white folks in beating up legitimate black men. I don't give a fuck what they say about these old funk-ass rappers. I don't. And these cheating-ass preachers. But when you got young men who actually have a president active father, some of y'all Negro males, y'all respond like y'all jealous. Yeah, y'all got something. Let me ask y'all something. Those of you who are talking about Shadur is arrogant, he's cocky, he's this, he's that. No criminal record, no baby mamas, ain't nobody coming out saying that he took some coochie or nothing. But he's arrogant, he's this. Yeah, I didn't care for the chain he wore to the thing, but you know, hey, I didn't agree with that, but that's no reason to try to mistreat him in the damn draft. Or to write this terrible articles about the man. There was no reason for that. But y'all thought there was, and so, you know, y'all think the criticism is okay that he's receiving overall. It's insane. And so he's earned his way. He's earned his way to be in the top pick. But no, when you good, you don't give a shit. They can pick him last, and guess what? He's still gonna produce. And let's go even further. See, again, the white sportcasters, the white sports writers, they're doing what they're supposed to do. He's a Negro, they need to get in line. And his father, when y'all go back to Deion Sanders, go back to him when he was young. Deion Sanders, he wasn't in line. So why would you think him, Deion Sanders, who's always spoken for himself, why would y'all think that he would try to teach his sons, you know, to get in line and go along with it, get along? He wasn't that kind of man when he was their age. So I don't understand. Until you black fathers out there, y'all don't want y'all sons to have confidence. You know, he needs to be humbled. Y'all want y'all sons to be little quiet mice? That's what y'all raising? Just so he can, you know, it goes back to that old saying what black folks always been told. When you get on the job, you just keep your head down. You do what you're supposed to do. And Deion Sanders is breaking all those myths and stereotypes. He's allowing his sons to be men and be free. And we helping them other folks to try to buck break this young man. No, his father ain't gonna allow that. And I'm gonna keep saying father because it seems like father doesn't seem to be really valuable in our community for some reason. It's always shocked when we see an actual active father in black boys' lives. But Eli Manning and Menzel and retarded ass Grunk, white media don't go after them. They don't dig up stuff and call them arrogant and cocky and all of that. White America loves an alpha white male. They love it. We can't have an alpha black male. No, now you here to entertain us. We're not here to be all masculine and virile and pushing, pumping testosterone with your head up and you're smiling because you want to, not smiling because you have to. There's something wrong with us. Again, if you have not gotten a copy of the Willie Lynch letter, I have a copy. Just cash at me $5. I'll give you my copy. It's pretty cool. And please send me a copy, your email address, so I can get it to you. Because we're gonna learn today, goddogger. Our behavior under racism, white supremacy is so inappropriate. Shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson. And I'm going to keep bringing up the scholars because The only way you're going to see our way through this is we're going to have to return to research, return to reading. I'm reading what our scholars left us. They left us the blueprint of how to be successful in this country and abroad with each other. And attacking black boys, joining them to attack black men is not the way to go. Now, we got a lot of them that's out here misbehaving. No, it is what it is. But what have Shedeur, Shiloh, and Deion Sanders done to warrant all these vitriolic responses from black men? So I know why I do it from the white boys. They ask the dumbest questions. And one thing about Shedeur, he doesn't say a lot of, he doesn't do a whole lot of speaking. He does some cool one-liners and let it go. The most classic thing he said is like, man, you know, y'all think them boys, y'all think they see all the stuff and read the stuff they say about their father? He said, dog, I didn't know parents being involved in support of their kids was a problem. Well, father being involved in a child's life was a problem. Shedeur, it is a problem when it's a black father. You see how they did Richard Williams, who made Venus and Serena, but they try to minimize him, calling him difficult. LeVar Ball and his boys, every time it's a black father, they got a problem with it. And apparently black men have a problem with black fathers who are raising competent boys who are standing up and touting the talents of their sons. But I bet if Deion and LeVar Ball and Richard, well, let me see, how can I do this? If they was on some nonsense, you know, it's like they just picture strong-willed, strong-minded black men being on some nonsense. And there's a lot of brothers out there who are doing what they're supposed to do. But when you get in that spotlight and you're still able to maintain that momentum of being a man and producing and pumping testosterone and being a masculine man, white American don't want to see. They want to see some buck dancing, bent over, grinning and cheese. They want all black men to be Terry Crews. Big, muscular, masculine looking, right? Being in white chicks and doing silly shit. That's how they want to do it. And so little white kids just walk up on them and just thinking, hey, how are you? You know, they got all these black athletes around here bowing down to little 8-year-old little white kids. This shit is crazy. It's amazing. And so how many of you black fathers gonna have y'all sons, your little 8-year-old little black boys look up to Shedeur? That's what I like to see. You know, and they want the black athletes. You know, and I'm getting around to this particular person too, because he's kind of weird, kind of a weirdo kind of cat. Let me see, who is this? Let me get out the sun and read this comment here. It seems to be long. He said, oh, GB said, you ain't lying, bro. Every time it's a black father, it's a problem. Richard Williams, Matthew Knowles, LeVar Ball, Joe Jackson. Yeah, keep going down the list. Black fathers not supposed to advocate for their sons and their children. They supposed to sit back and let everybody else do it. But the Manning boys, the Menzel, Gronk, old retarded ass, and all of them, they highlight their dads, and every chance they get when there's a black boy, a young black man being drafted into the NBA or the NFL, the first face they show is their mama. The disrespect continues. They always show their mama. As if their mama, and you show their mama 5'2", some of them are small, some of them 5'2", 250 pounds. And this boy 6'9", 7'2", 250 pounds. Now he ain't get none of those genetic abilities from his mama. So y'all get out of here. I'm over this shit. Now you can have your varying philosophies with Deion Sanders. But this joining in with the white supremacists to attack him and his sons and those boys, those young men have not done a damn thing that we can't be proud of as a black community. They haven't. But y'all would stand up for these old funk ass rappers, these demonic ass drug dealers, these Negroes with multiple baby mamas all day long. Not all of us, but y'all know what I'm talking about. There is like a protection for the people who behave inappropriately. Yeah, Deion Sanders Jr. Shout out to Bucky. I know I didn't want to leave Bucky out. He's a pretty cool dude. He didn't get the height or I guess the athleticism of Dad, but he got an even better talent. He records everything. He became a master at audio visual. So shout out to Bucky. And Deion puts everybody to work. You didn't say if his sons didn't go to the NFL, they still gonna have some money. And what's the problem that we have with rich black sons and black children? It's like we have a problem with rich black kids. Man, this shit is crazy. It's like y'all be proud, but like Kwame Brown says, it's about who you like. And a lot of times for me, it's about who white America tells black people to like. Because the people that we should be big up and we just be throwing the side eye, saying weird ass stuff about and, you know, following the lines of these little sorry ass, punk ass white sports writers and white sports talk shows. And y'all be listening to these old punk ass white boy talk shows, sports talk shows on the radio. They do it here in Dallas. I know they do it in Memphis. They probably do it all over. Listen to these white boys give their critique about your sons. Where are the on radio? Where are the black men who talk about sports? Not the ones who read the scripts of the white guys, but tell the truth. And why do we try to stay so far away from race? Why do y'all leave the conversation about race to these sorry ass Democratic politicians? And they couldn't care shit about race. All they want to do is stay in power. But we leave the conversation about race up to some goddamn politicians. We all should have the conversation about race and what it really means and what it really is. That's why whenever I come on my lives, I suggest reading books. You have YouTube videos, and I give y'all a copy of my black book list. If you want a copy of my book list that I've read, the titles that I've accumulated, you can have it. Send me your email address. That $5 Cash App, $ Rico Rivers MSW. Yeah. If you're interested in reading, because this unintelligence in our community about race has to stop. Everybody else seems to be on top of it. But we the ones get left holding the racial bag looking stupid. And it has to stop. And again, what is it about young black men, legitimately rich, not from the rap, not from the, and let me tell y'all something when I get on these black athletes. There are quite a few of them that you don't hear about who are doing really well, who are not bothering anybody. They're not acting like a bunch of black stereotypes. You know, the ones that go straight to OnlyFans and Instagram to get a baby mama. They're not doing that. Those are the ones who I guess the media had made into superstars or something. Because a lot of the guys who are there are a lot of guys in these teams, you don't hear anything about them. They're not speed racing cars in Dallas and causing wrecks. They're not doing, or in Vegas, causing wrecks. They're not driving drunk nowhere, trying to avoid the police. Mr. Tyreek Hill, those sorry ass. They're not doing dumb stuff. So those brothers just kind of sit in silence. They do what they're supposed to do. And a lot of them got black wives. Or even if they have a non-black wife, they're not bothering anybody. But they always like to trot out these bucks, coons, and baboons. These black athletes. Saying dumb stuff. Looking crazy. They're the ones they put in front of black children for them to worship and to try to admire. But somehow they're not going to push Shiloh, Shedeur, and Deion to black boys. So thank God for social media where they get to hear them and see them. And then you grown people that's talking about Deion and Shiloh in front of your sons, if it's not positive, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. You should want your son to grow up to be a shy call out like that. That makes sense? And it's something else I want to hit on because all this shit get on my nerves. And black men, stop it. Learn to talk about other stuff other than sports. Or can you be intellectually ambidextrous? Meaning you can walk and chew gum at the same time. You can talk about sports and the stats, but y'all know this shit don't really mean anything. And y'all trying to go in line with the white sports writers and white radio talk show hosts and you Negroes all in these ESPN sports and all this crap talking trash about Deion. Oh yeah, this is what I want to go to. See, a lot of black folks are still mad about Deion making the decision to leave Jackson State. Look, I was disappointed as well because, you know, every little light that seemed like it's going to come our way as HBCUs or black folks, you know, it's like, okay, damn, maybe the HBCUs will get that notoriety that they deserve because they got this superstar like a Deion Sanders coming through. And I say coming through, I never expected Deion to be an Eddie Robinson. Deion doesn't have that same, he's not built like an Eddie Robinson of Grambling State University. He came out of, let me tell you something. It won't be no other black men like Eddie Robinson at these HBCUs because they all got their eye on the white prize. Coach Eddie Robinson, Edward G. Robinson, Sr., historic, the legend, most winningest coach in football. I mean, yeah. He made a decision as a young man coming out of high school in the 1940s or 50s and got to Grambling, created that team and stayed with that damn team for over 50 years. Became the juggernaut that it became, world famous. And so then that dedication to quote unquote black excellence is no more. A lot of these Negroes coming out now, they're using HBCUs as a stepping stone because as they get to two places. They use the HBCUs as a stepping stone to get to the power, you know, to the PWIs. They are. And people felt that way about Deion. But if you also know the history of Deion Sanders, Deion has always been about like Deion, just like millions of other black Americans. So we're not going to make him an anomaly with that. But what he did do was bring some light there that Jackson State hadn't received. Now, Jackson State is an excellent HBCU. They've been doing great. But you cannot deny the Deion Sanders effect. And I guess it was too overwhelming for that school because they didn't treat him like he should have been treated. Like Deion Sanders came to our school. Let's roll out the red carpet. He literally had to push, pull, and drag. And then soon he said, okay, I got the stuff back up. I got the notoriety. And so he was on his way. When people were that big, yeah, they come through and you should understood. Well, he just came through for a hot minute. He gave him, 3 years? Brought his sons, brought the top recruits, and did their thing. So Jackson State was supposed to take that and run with it. Not steal the money or shortchange him in a ticket sale. They weren't supposed to do that, but Jackson State don't ever talk about that part. But he left, and then everybody wants to look at him. Came through, used the HBCU, and moved on. Well, guess what? Eddie George just did that. Eddie George just did that at Tennessee State. Y'all didn't get on his ass. He went on to the big white school. He did some good things at Tennessee State. He got him into another, I guess that Ohio Valley, whatever the fuck that is. I guess that's all right. But he went on soon. The best offer he got from the white school, he went. This black dude just left Norfolk State. He was to be a women's basketball coach at a big white school. And nobody get on his ass. So they doing it all around. Now you got what's the black dude name? God dog. Y'all put it in the chat. What's his name? He was finally be able to get past the whole dog fighting controversy. What's his name? He just became the head coach of Norfolk State. And let me tell you now, just if y'all can put his name in the chat. What's his name? What's the black dude name? See, sometimes I get brain farts and can't remember a lot of these folks. But it took him years. White America got on his ass, and then we even joined him. Too many of us joined in on them persecuting him for some of his cousins and other relatives reportedly was doing. He wasn't even at the house and they were doing fighting. Thank you, brother. Michael Vick. And if y'all know anything about the mindset of a Michael Vick is not a pro-black dude. He's a street dude. He's just a regular Negro who he got knocked down for whatever reason, doing some hood foolishness, and he been scratching and scraping his way to get back into the good graces of the NFL and the white fans. So if y'all think Michael Vick going to Norfolk State is going to be a plus for Norfolk State, longer than 3 years, you got another thing coming. Michael Vick is another one of them Negroes who, this is what he said about Colin Kaepernick. Well, now they was first letting him back on, be on shows and let him do commentary on some shows. He was so excited. He said, well, maybe if he got a haircut and looked more professional, they may let him back into the league. That's what Michael Vick said. And I said, y'all pay attention to these groveling Negroes. It's not about us, it's about them, and if white folks will accept them back. And so he's gotten this little opening with Norfolk State. Yeah, it's something to be excited about. But Michael Vick, hopefully he has some good seasons. But he as soon as he get that offer to go somewhere else that's not HBCU, he's on his way out. So those who are celebrating that nonsense, y'all got a rude awakening coming. But see, when you know what Dr. John Henry Clark taught us, we know what Malcolm X taught us, when you know what Dr. Amos Wilson taught us, none of this. And oh my God, I forgot to mention the Godfather, Brother Neely Fuller, when he made the famous quote, and y'all need to get his book. It's called The Compensatory Code: Racism, White Supremacy. If you don't know how it works, and you don't know its agenda, everything you see would only confuse you. So I'm not confused what I see. Everybody else in shock. I'm gonna keep telling y'all, I'm gonna keep pushing it. Y'all better read something around here and get some sense. And stop thinking this shit is what it is. It's not. It's never been what it is. You understand? This inappropriate behavior that we're exemplifying every damn day in this country is gotten annoying. I'm trying to not drop my water here. So we're going to have to do better. And black men, get on code. I'm talking about with the black men who are doing the right thing, not with these little bootlicks and bought off and these old punk-ass black politicians. No, they have no interest in our progress as a race. They don't. All they care about is trying to get some congressional seats back, some state house seats back. So they're going to throw in black history and, we as black people. Not really. If y'all pay attention to these lame-ass black politicians and these Negro preachers, if y'all pay attention to them, they never say black. They always say marginalized people, trans, marginalized people, people of color, disadvantaged people don't have a voice. They never say black. I'll keep saying that until y'all understand it. Maybe I'm the wrong messenger, but hopefully somebody that you like will tell you the same goddamn truth. Because Mr. Farrakhan, now in his 90s now, he was saying this shit for 70 years. And y'all act like y'all ain't hear him. So I know y'all ain't paying me any attention. But anyway, the hate for Deion Sanders and Shadeur needs to stop in black America, black men. It needs to stop. Because you don't want to raise your son to be competent. You don't want to raise your son to be masculine. You ain't trying to raise your son to be a man and be proud of his accomplishments and be proud out loud. They always talking about, well, he needs to humble himself. Why the fuck he needs to be humble? He hasn't done anything to show that he's not being humble. Why is it always that young man needs to be humble? Y'all sound like a bunch of white racists. You Negro males, that young man need to be humble. You ain't shit. Why need to be humble to you? So that lets me know how you treating your sons. All right, son, now you the best player in the whole world. You don't go in there sounding like Muhammad Ali. Don't go in there sounding like Jim Brown now. You go in there, humble yourself. You bow your head. You smile real hard when they put that hat on your head, boy. I'm telling you, it's just, the more we think we progress, the more we've actually regressed. Come on, somebody. Hallelujah. Yeah, we're dressing nice and eating better and driving better, but mentally we're still slaves. Too many of us are still plantation-minded. We've learned more words because a lot of us have learned to read and picked up words to manipulate them, but not to work them in a way that helps us out in the long run. But I digress. It's your man, Rico the Opinionist. Like, share, and subscribe. Get on over to my YouTube channel. Y'all quit playing. I'm trying to get some subscribers so we can have an actual podcast and I can straighten my business and we can talk to each other. And again, if you like a copy of my Willie Lynch letter, cash app your boy $5. $ Rico Rivers MSW. Please send me your email address. If you like a copy of my black book list, same thing. And finally, if you ain't doing nothing else today, go and check out Dr. Claude Anderson's video, Inappropriate Behavior. Go and check it out. You're not doing anything today for the rest of your life. Check it out. And then if you like that, go and check out his other video. It's called Exceptional People. And Neely Fuller has some videos on there as well. I'm trying to treat the nigger in us right here. I'm trying to treat the nigger and the slave. I'm trying to offer a treatment for the nigger. Because we as well as we think we've progressed on the nonsense, our actions, our behaviors show otherwise. But anyway, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. It's going to be a great Saturday. Y'all be cool. Peace. Shout out to the Shadua family. It is what it is. Enjoy your day, y'all. Peace.